Hello neighbors, it's Brad here from Etrailer, and today we are taking a look at installing the Curt 4-pole trailer wiring harness on a 2025 Lexus TX 350. Now, adding 4-pole wiring to any vehicle, if you have a hitch, is a great addition, whether you're planning on pulling a trailer or maybe in the future might need to. It's a nice addition. It's going to keep you safe and legal by giving you your running lights, turn signals, and brake lights transmitted from the vehicle to your trailer, keeping you safe and legal. Now, this kit is a little bit interesting because it gives you a non-tow package prep module that you can plug in on the inside, and then there's a separate harness with a pigtail that gives us our 4-pole end that plugs in the back. Now, depending on different trims and models, we're not 100% sure quite yet. This may or may not only require this back end, but unfortunately at this point you still have to get the whole kit. So super easy if you have the same install as us, but even if you are putting the module in, it's fairly easy to get to, and I'll show you where it's located. So if you do have to tackle that, you'll at least know where to go. With that being said, let's hop into the install and take a look. Now, throughout the video, maybe you're going to be unsure. Best bet is to take a look at your vehicle, but if this is something that you don't want to deal with, you can reach out to a local shop to let them have a stab at it by using our dealer locator. Best way to do that is put in your zip code. You're going to find a list of shops close to you that can get this installed. You'll simply reach out to them. They can take care of the wiring so you can be out on the road enjoying adventures. Speaking of that install, let's take a look. Now, before we get into the actual installation, something that's going to be important is checking to see if you are factory tow package prepped. Now, we've had a few of these TX 350s come in, and sometimes there's a plug that you can utilize, sometimes there isn't. And so unfortunately, the ways that we've gotten them to work previously are going to be a splice and wire kit. It's a universal. I'm not a huge fan of splicing into brand new wiring unless that's the only option. So what this kit accomplishes is plugging in on the inside of the vehicle, and then there's going to be a separate plug underneath the vehicle that's going to give you your 4-pole end. The interesting part with ours today is it is factory tow package prepped, so none of this actually gets used. So I want to show you to see if you have the same module or not. You will still need to pick up this kit, because this plug-in is how you get your function. And something that I noticed is there's another kit that says it's a fit for this vehicle, and it actually covers a lot of different Toyota vehicles, and it looks very similar to this. It has wire loom, and it's going to be a nice cheap option. The downside is, as I started to test it, I was having some issues, and I found pretty quickly that the pinouts are different. So here's the separate wire harness that you could pick up that says as a fit. And if you are factory tow package prep, you'll see it is almost identical. And so you would just plug this in and be ready to go. But the issue is looking at the pinouts, you'll see pretty quickly that the colors are mirrored. And that's where, when I plugged this in and tried to get the testing of the lights to work, it wasn't working properly, nor will it, because they're in the wrong location, or at least not in the proper location for this vehicle. So with that being said, after plugging this in, it was super easy, and so is the installation. But before we just plug this in and get it all routed, let's check to see if you have the factory tow package prep. Now, to find where that plug would be located or the factory tow package prep, this would be the same spot if you are using the module that you would go to. So in the third row on the driver's side, we have this cup holder storage area. We're just going to pull up on it, and there's going to be some clips that'll pop out. And on the back end, it feels like it's kind of hung up, but with a little bit of extra love there, we can get this to pull out. Now, you don't need to unplug this, just set this aside. And what you're going to be looking for is right in this area down here, you'll see that there's a bracket with a 10mm bolt attaching to this box. On the bottom side, you're going to see that it does look like the plug from our harness from Curt, but this Lexus Denso box is going to be that factory tow package prep. So if you have that, you should be able to just plug it in on the back and be ready to rock. Now, with that being said, if you don't have that, that module should take place of that, and you should be able to plug in the white plug that will be located here into that box, and then put that pigtail on the end and still accomplish the same thing. But if you have this box, you don't need to do anything else in here. Now for the 4-pole end, our plug is going to be located on the driver's side. If you kind of reach up, right up from the exhaust, and there's going to be a dummy plug on there. So you'll just pinch that and pull that cap off. It'll look like this. You're just going to push on this section, and you'll notice pretty quickly that matches our 4-pole end. So we'll just slide this in and get it to snap in place. And with that audible click, the next thing we need to do is take our 4-pole end and route this towards our safety chain loops so it'll be ready for towing. Now to route this over, there's not a ton of length here. So what I ended up doing is where there's some brackets, it's just the plastic brackets that attach the lower portion of the fascia, just run the wire through there, and there's a bracket here. So it kind of puts it at a nice spot. And then you'll just take your dust cap and slide this over, and you can hook it onto your safety chain loop. And that is totally normal. If you wanted to clean it up, you could do some wire loom on here, but really that's all you need. Now, for something like this, if you really want a nice clean look, something else that you can do is get a no drill bracket and a 4-pole bracket, which will go around the hitch and give you a really nice clean look. Now we have both of those here at Etrailer, and I'll mock it up just to give you an idea of how it can look. So here we have our 4-pole bracket in conjunction with our no drill bracket, and this just goes around the hitch, but it creates a nice solid mounting point. So your plug's always going to be here, ready to go. You can still use your dust cap. It's not just dangling, and overall just adds a nice finished look to your, your 4-pole wiring. Now, with that being said, we do need to test to make sure that this is working. And the best way to do that is if you have your trailer available, we're going to plug in the 4-pole, run through the light signals on the vehicle, and make sure that they're corresponding correctly. So running through the light signals, you're going to want to check your running lights, your left turn signal, your right turn signal, as well as your brakes. Now once you've tested to make sure that it's working, really all that's left to do is either cap it and have it ready for your next towing adventure, or if you are going to be towing, get your ball mount, your pin and clip, and plug in your wiring, and you're going to be good to go. Now, with that all being said, this is a newer vehicle, and this is the first time that we've successfully been able to get a kit to work that wasn't universal. So, with that being said, if you're tackling this yourself and it worked for you or it didn't work for you, please let us know in the comments. That really helps us make sure that you and future neighbors have the proper fit for your vehicles, with videos to help you get them installed. And really, we can do as much as we can here, but it really helps us if you're sharing that information so we can get this fixed and ready to go for the future. With that being said, my name's Brad. Thanks for joining us for a look and installation of the Curt 4-pole trailer wiring harness on a 2025 Lexus TX 350.